Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. It is time for the Cog walk-ups here. And slash saga. And I was going to, and I still might break this into two halves. It depends on how long it starts to take. But this is like a really big explorers area. I'm not going to pretend like I have the fastest route. But I have a route that I take and do the quest in a particular order. So I thought I would just do the quests individually, but then I was like, well, but what if people don't have an order that they do them in? What if my order is inefficient and someone could give me a different route? So we're gonna go ahead and just look how big this zone is. We're gonna go ahead and show my route and the order that I do them in. So what I typically do is I make my way up to the north left corner of the map, and then I proceed clockwise around the map to the best of my ability. I don't know if it's right, wrong, indifferent, but it's just the habit that I'm in because that's the best way I know the way around the Cogs so far. If I was a lot more intimate with the Cogs Explorer Zone, perhaps I would do something different. Oh, we found a letter. Keep your eyes open. I know these have like some spots where they can spawn, but
when it finally stopped, I was deep underground.
This is like way up,
there
right?
I was, with 1,000 others ready to report for work in the Cogs.
That's one of the other things to keep in mind, is that some of these quests are like up, and some of them are down. So I always have to kind of like remember how to get to places. I found another note, which means I'm probably going the wrong way.
No sunlight reached us. Huge machines loomed in the shadows. And the people. I was ready for bugbears and goblins and warforged. Everyone knew about them. What I didn't expect were the others.
Fell off the little catwalk here.
People like me, wearing rags and huddled in shanties.
This is got turned around somewhere. Let's go up just a little bit more again and see if we can find the path. Said not the Master of Charm, which is why I have to do these things in the right order. Maybe it's not up. Maybe the quest is down. Maybe I'm getting myself confused on where the quest is. See? That's what I'm saying. You gotta have an idea where the quests are at too. Damage, got knocked over a horse, that's no bueno. Alright, never mind. Let's go back over here against this wall. It's the same spot we were just at. Let's go up back here. I wonder if that's the mistake we made, is that we wanted to be more... Alright, so here's us coming out of this hallway. I feel like it's that direction. Am I just crazy? Be able to see the quest door. Might have to find where the quest is and start the recording over again. The advantage of recording videos, right? Instead of doing everything live, you can scrap that one. Probably won't. Probably show everybody the confusing nature of this. Just part of the reason I'm not the world's biggest Cog fan. There it is. Finally. So what I do last time, I just ran around it. Yeah. Just ran around it twice. Is all. Pretty embarrassed, but that's okay. Alright, so this quest. Whew, comments for this quest. Nothing I want to talk about too much. This is one of the quests where I feel like in the hardcore server I could have done a better job of protecting people. I did lose
You followed the trail of red crystals deep.
Lose a leveling partner here.
The path opens up
and
into a larger chamber, and the sound of voices
feel bad about it.
From up ahead.
The other thing I'll say about this quest is it's got some sweet items in it if you're doing the undead thing, the Pale Master thing. I think they're both from this quest. There might just be the cloak from this quest or the I honestly don't remember. I just know that I've been keeping an eye out for items to fall out of this quest in particular ever since I kind of learned about them. Should cast some spells and eat that soul. So the big advantage of a lot of these walk-ups is that once you know them, they're very, very fast. Like sub a couple of minutes fast. Right? Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Harsh, disturbing chants can be heard through the sealed
I
metal
believe
door.
there was a day that
Open,
Tabrel logged on
beyond,
and we were roughly the same level. And he's like, "What quest do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Well, normally around this level, I go do these House C quests because I like them."
And the magical
And
sealing off the flooded passage fades.
Another guildie that happened to be on Distributed began to laugh. He's like, "That's terrible." He was a level below us even, I think. And I'm like, well, man, they're pretty good experience once you kind of know what you're doing and can trudge through quickly. I did not find that lever. There's a lever somewhere. A pretty good rate of experience on them once you kind of know them and know what you're doing. There's that lever. And he's like, whatever. And he came in here and he ran this saga. I think he ran it twice. Not only did he catch up to us, he actually beat us to 20. He was able to beat us through 20 as we marched through the 3 House Cannith quests. Basically because he came out here and he has a pattern that he likes and it's very quick. Alright. So long story short, if you don't already have Sharn, get it. It's a lot of experience. Especially once you get into the Cogs. The Cogs saga is very fast. Looking for a little lever.
You pull the lever, and the mechanism that controls the door grinds into action. The voices grow louder as you round the corner, accompanied by the sound of massive machinery.
Infight part 1.
In their prayers,
Trash.
the cultists offered their service to the avenging forge
There's a danger.
and implored the creature to punish those who have wronged them.
We're gonna clean up trash before we start working on the priestess. Hopefully. Although she is definitely putting herself in harm's way here. Alright, she's going to summon a bad wraith. Her wraith forge wraith.
He cannot be evaded. He cannot be bargained with. Vengeance will be his. As the forge wraith falls, shocked voices cry out throughout the
Alright, so that was
cavern.
10,000
The
experience
cult is
and
destroyed, and the city is now safe from their schemes.
333 Reaper experience in
More still
5 minutes, and I
lurk in
took my
Cogs,
sweet time.
driven by their never-ending thirst for vengeance.
Not even gonna pretend like I know how to do these quests fast. I don't know them that well. Okay, so let's pony up. The next quest I tend to do is I try to get this one over here, the Cogs Fighting Arena. Again, it's another one that, as I'm going through it, I have a tendency to struggle on where it's at. I believe I figured it out last time. So we'll see if I remember. We'll see if I remember where it's at. I'm going to keep my eye on the mini-map here. Alright, if I recall correctly, it is like pretty far up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into this little horseshoe area over here on the map. Looks like a horseshoe to me. And we're going to let it fling us up into the air because we're on a pony. And why would we care about things like gravity when we're on a pony? Not at all. Okay. Oh, looky there, we did it. We ran there. And I remembered it and I didn't even get lost. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
You enter a small fighting arena. It seems to be closed.
Put this
The
guy
ring
in
is
attack
quiet,
mode.
and the stands are empty. A small knot of people stands near a pile of crumpled corpses.
We get a combat song? We did get a combat song. Go us.
Another group of lumbering
So,
goats attack
if
the
any of these zombies get past us up here, we're gonna have to turn around and kill them. But if we can get them up here or whatever, we can range them. But we do have to kill them. We can't not kill them. It is the quest. We have to deal with the zombie infestation. I don't want to bounce down there. However, if you are very fast, you can actually climb up this ladder. Oh, and I fell anyway. So good.
red musk zombies drop into the pit from above.
If you are very fast,
must
you
stop this
can
invasion, so that
get
the
them.
fights
You
in
can
the
stop
arena
them
may
before they
continue.
land in this pit, and then you don't have to stand there and risk falling down into the hole. I missed my jump and am not that fast at climbing ladders because I eat brains. Apparently brains are the antithesis to going fast. Did I not cast Ice Storm? I'm pretty sure I cast Ice Storm. I feel like I cast Ice Storm, like, pretty sure. Alright, let's have a conversation about an optional up here.
Draw your attention to the south.
It's an optional coming up that I
This is the source.
traditionally skip. This is not it. This is mandatory. You have to defeat all these waves. You can move past this, but then you still just have to come back and defeat all these waves. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to not make sure things are cleaned up before you move on, but it even says defeat waves of red musk attackers. But there's a place a little bit ahead up here where there's a lot of like traps to be disabled with levers. A great deal of healing from my aura. They are.
Musty humid draft.
Oh, it keeps me alive, it's fine.
That the red musk zombies use. The source of the creatures must be nearby.
But it isn't optional, so we'll take the time and we'll clear it out. But realize that, again, like a lot of these optionals, I would skip them, and I feel like they are normally skipped here.
The draft seems to be coming from the western tunnel.
I can't tell you how much time it's going to actually add to the overall time of the quest. Probably 2 or 3 minutes at least, because I don't know it particularly well. So I tend to skip past it, so it'll slow us down pretty significantly.
Strange noises reverberate through the cavern.
So we gotta stop the production of the slimes. Apparently means you can just like mix up some slimes in your bathtub if you wanted to at home if you had the right chemicals. At least that's what I get out of it. Alright, so you gotta go pull all these levers. And again, realize there's gonna be a whole bunch of nasty little traps along the way. I don't even know if they're actually disarmable, but you can kind of dodge them a little bit if you're not on the ground. It certainly helps.
The pendulum has been destroyed, stopping the creation of additional slime.
Then we'll... I guess we just leave? Oh no, I usually stand here and clean this trash when I've come in here in the past. Don't know how important it actually is that I do that. But I'm always concerned about dungeon loot now. So they're only taking the bludgeoning damage. Storm. That's a good. It's like 150 points of damage, I guess. So. Now is that 1,000 experience points worth like the 2 minutes to do the quest and the losing a DV? I mean, I don't know if you can get a devious bonus, but you certainly can't now.
The chill of the cavern gives way to warmer, more humid air as you ascend higher. The familiar musty smell is stronger. The source of the red musk zombie must be low.
I was mentally picturing this room. I was trying to figure out why the...
About to reveal what appears to be a makeshift temple, littered with the spores that create the red musk zombies. At the room's center is all of the spores responsible for creating these abominations. Galvatraz has fallen.
Okay, so he's down. We are technically done with the quest. We could loot the chest without having to slay these guys. We could. They are both champs though, so we'll take a second and knock them out. You never know when we're gonna get a sweet champ chest. Hopefully here. I'll get this soul. A lot of nothing. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to jump out here. Go stand in the Explorer Zone for a second. I'll play 30 seconds with the ads, and I'm going to go make Piddle, a big boy Piddle potty. Hopefully the Highland will protect me. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Looks like you guys are back. Let's get to work here. Alright, so for those of you watching the YouTube video, I apologize for taking that break on you, but it does happen. Alright, so the next quest we're going to is a sewer access point quest. It is basically back towards that horseshoe, and it's just like right on the other side. So let's run up to that. In fact, we can even see it from here. We like gravity. Wonder if your horse would freak out. You just like randomly rode through an area of light gravity, and you're like, "Go, horsey, go!" Horsey's like, "No, weird." All right. Let's toggle you from friendly to defensive mode to hostile mode, and see if you give us the Bard song. Alright, one more time. This is probably a good excuse as any to fire off like our some of these, what is this thing even called? Death Smile. These quests are short. Oh, I didn't do the experience thing for the last quest, did I? I didn't look at the time, but it was like 20,000 experience. Still, I would say sub 5 or sub 10 minutes, right? So very good. Even with my fumbling and bumbling around through the optional. See what I mean? What though? That these quests are so good for experience. Very good.
adjacent room.
Alright, so this particular area is we're gonna have like, I don't know, a handful of waves of junk to kill in this room. Looks like we have a fear reaper somewhere. Alright, looks like we're good. I feel like there's usually one more wave at least. There we go. Guess I declared I think we're good a second or two early. Alright. Is that it? We'll do our best to keep our eye open. But way over here, there's a secret door and a chest. I believe the chest is locked. And I believe the only thing you can get out of it are the crafting materials. Not like the big ones, but the little baby ones. But I guess it's 800 experience as well as the... I thought there was a chest here. Is the chest not in that cubby? It's in a different cubby.
No sign of the scavenged arcane assistant. Follow the goblin that ran off. He may know its whereabouts.
Alright, maybe it's just that optional. And that goblin did not run very far. I also feel like we could reach out and touch him like any number of times. No, gravity, why?
Falls into the depths of the trash system. The dark speed leads into the main trash disposal. There's a blood-curdling shriek from beyond the door, followed by a deep rumbling that sounds strangely like a belch. Nostrils fill with the stench of rotting gut.
Right. Originally this mob was like super easy to kill, I guess. Like 3 hits and dead. I don't remember if I ever fought this particular quest when that guy was quite so easy, but he's still not hard.
The OTO topples to the trash-littered floor.
A little bit longer.
To the west opens, and the gnome scavenger steps through.
Huh, awkward. I really thought there was more experience, or another chest in here. Apologize for that misinformation there. So 5 minutes for almost 17,000. This belt is not the worst. I do want a Con 8 belt, but I think I wanted to do more than just that. And let's see, and it was 342 Reaper experience. So again, pretty quick. This is where the trash can lid comes from, and I'm not sure what else actually comes out of this quest. Nothing else really important, I don't think. I don't think the trash can lid's particularly important either, but some people dig it, I guess. I actually do have it equipped on Java, or did at one time. Alright, so the next quest I tend to do is this malfunctioning lava forge. Down and around. This is where you have the weird, the weird leap, the weird jump on the thing. This did almost kill me on the hardcore server. I think I fell like down here. I was able to heal until I finally was able to, I think, get a detour off somewhere. But landing on this stupid... See, I didn't even get a jump off there. So, fortunately, we came back to the zone here, so we're just gonna try again. I didn't even get my jump off there. That was very aggravating. I don't know why I have such difficulty with that jump right there. I feel like I jump all the time, but for some reason, it right here messes. Like, I'm hitting the jump button now, and there's no jumping, so jump a little bit further back, and I didn't have a problem. Maybe it's that spot. It's just programmed weird. I don't know. If you guys have problems with that jump right there, let me know in the chat box, please. I'd really appreciate it. He's like, here's some lava. Alright. This quest is basically fire elemental dot quest until you get to cold elemental dot quest. Come on. Give us a combat song. You know you want to. One more try. Fine. Stand there. Be that way.
The foreman turns and opens the door.
So you can start by pulling back these fire elementals slowly, and you can work your way up the top. You can pull quite a bit of this trash back. I almost never pull back as much trash as I should. I almost always climb up to the top and get to work, but
whatever is happening to the magma,
you can get like all these guys way down there if you're ranged enough, which is smart. Again, one of the reasons why being ranged is so powerful is that you can take advantage of the fact that active combat system, and you can dodge. Apply some Waz armor class. You can take the game RNG out of it and replace it with skill, then obviously that is a superior tactic for playing any game. Minimizing the randomness. And replacing with skill allows you to take some pretty big advantages in games. Alright, so we're going to have a bunch of dogs protecting the shrine. Probably enough that I will go ahead and pew 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 land. I did actually have this quest bug out on me once. Alright, that doesn't come down until you clean this stuff. And this Magma Reaver didn't check off as being defeated. So we'd actually moved past, got through the quest, used the shrine. I think we're on like R5 or 6 or something. With at least one first lifer or second lifer, like a low life Shu was with us. And we ended up calling a GM after we finished the quest to come and rescue us. Alright. Let's switch to fire mode now. We're going to lose a little bit of critical profile, but we're going to pick up a whole lot of DPS just by being fire-based in a cold world. I mean, look at these extra fire numbers here. I should probably also click the hat over here as well. We're close enough to the end of the quest that we'll have it for the entirety, the remainder of the quest. And it could actually be pretty strong to have an extra D6 plus whatever fire damage, so let's do that super fast. We can afford to give up 5 concentration.
Stands before you, entombed in a sheet of ice. No doubt the creatures you've encountered are Cogs. But how? did those wintry monstrosities end up?
Look at this extra fire damage we added to the end. Pretty good. I realize we got a couple of bombs on the way.
Apprentice falls to her knees, muttering her last breaths. I'm sorry, Master. I failed. This master of hers must be responsible for this supernaturally frozen cave. A gnome wizard stands before a
I think he ended up with both, but
mechanical device.
I don't know. I would love to see this guy,
Released by
Jeb Knackle, become a recurring villain. He starts out as such a throwaway character, but he literally says that that won't be all he has. I really feel like I should be riding an adventure around this guy right now.
Well then, it seems that I, Shepard of Nago, must deal with you myself. Have at me. You haven't seen the last of me,
cackles the gnome as he teleports away. The wizard may have turned pale and run, but the whirring device continues to freeze the lava flow.
No, that's not it.
You managed to disable
There we go, we
the
managed
device,
to turn it off.
halting the flow
Alright, so
across the
14,000 experience in
air, seeping back
6
into the
minutes.
cave.
Not as good as the other
Things
ones,
are
but I
returning
think
to
that
normal.
has a lot more to do with not remembering the quest as much as anything. Although, I think we went through it pretty fast. Would have been nice to have that extra 4 or 5 or whatever to our damage and stuff. Alright, so now what I like to do is I like to ride back around and do the vault offices. So go back to where we can jump again. I wonder if I could just make it. I don't think so. Nope. I hate this quest area. Said this jumping is insane to me. Alright. Let's get a heal. Let's try without the horse. Without the horse, it seems to be much easier to do this part. I feel like that's exactly the opposite. I feel like if you're moving faster, the horse should really make a big difference. Alright, so we're going up and around the big horseshoe. Through the light gravity. So how long has this video been? Almost 40 minutes. Yeah, I think we'll get to this quest and then we will... Well, it won't take but very long. We'll see. Alright, so we ride, pony ride.
There
Pick
were
up the
flames
thing,
all
because
around.
why not?
I found a ramp leading up, but it turned out that that ramp went nowhere. All I could do was stand up there on the walkway and look down at the flames below. Fire! Fire! I shouted. I was too
too high up for anyone to hear me.
The explosion that destroyed Vaughn's Forge seems to have left this area mostly untouched. A bloodstained note lies in a fresh corpse.
Alright, so this guy's got a bad attitude. And just have all these angry little security constructs. Guess we can. I touched on the fact that there's not so much a crafting system as there is an item power. Turn this guy on attack mode and see if he'll give us a heal. I'd rather not have to try to use my own blue bar here. Oh, nice, perfect. But you can pretty much get whatever weapon type you're looking for, and it's kind of like the equivalent of the Barovian weapon, except instead of being like set up to fight undead, it's set up to fight the constructs. You can use like those saga items, like the stabilization compounds and whatnot, to put them together. But you can also use these little crafting ingredients that we've been picking up to pick them up as well. I always miss at least one set of these things every time. Alright, healing himself. Every time, it's like clockwork, I miss something over there. I can never find it. Alright, so the last time I was in here on my monk, I had so much difficulty in this last room. Not because the fight itself was hard. The fight itself was not too bad. It was the fact that I was continuously trying to get healed, and I just was not allowed to get healed. It was crazy. I would get my hireling raised, and it would like just get instantly killed. It was insane. All right, so here's another version of the big bad that we fought in the blow up quest. I can't remember what it was called now. As long as you keep yourself between 45 and 90 degrees off of his straight, off his square, he will generally leave you be. Alright, you can light up both of these runes at the same time. A little bit of work. It may not even be that much work, actually. Okay, so we want to unlock the door, and because we're doing optionals, we want to unlock that as well, although it is just a fine little chest. It's not a special chest by any stretch. It didn't add that much time to the quest. Lowering that force field, did it? We did have an extra fight, and I believe this is locked. But still, not too bad. Alright, again, fighting more Forge Wraiths. All of the standard Forge Wraith tactics apply. There is one slight deviation here. There's going to be some levers in this room. If we can get all three of these levers pulled, the quest will actually help us out. think we had enough time to get all 3 pulled, but...
You've activated the major...
Oh, we did! Excellent.
That should help protect the area.
So that should help pick up a couple of these forge rates as we kind of deal with it. There's a couple of waves that spawn, if I remember right, like 2 or 3 or something. Be sure to keep an eye out for those little jets right there. We have at least one more. There it is. There's the red named.
You defeated all the forge wraiths in the room.
Alright, 14,000 in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Not shabby. Not too shabby indeed. Right, and D-door back to the beginning. We need to take a quick look around. There's one more quest that I like to aim for here, and it's actually way down in the south corner, way over here. So I always have to like get fresh bearings before we get started. You do have to be really careful with this lava. It is the real deal. It does like to murder people. I think I got a little bit too much of my map exposed here. But I tend to basically follow this wall and make some crazy leaps with the horse and featherfall on. Again, I personally find it to be the quickest way, but obviously if there's a better route for you, please take it, or if there's a better route for people in general, let me know. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Also always willing and interested in improving my skills in DDO. May not always have the best, like, open-mindedness at first, but I do appreciate the assistance. So here I go up just a little bit higher. There's usually, there's usually a letter up here. And with this little bit extra of altitude, you can, and the speed from the horse, you can leap over here pretty quickly.
Spawned by my forge's destruction, controlled by a powerful curse, those undead creatures had only one wish: my death.
Alright, in we go. Now this one is one of the ones in this chain, you know, there's always one quest that stands out as the worst, right? You can't have the best one without a worst one, right? We just, as humans, we tend to naturally group things. So this is one of the ones that I dislike the most. I feel like it's dark and it's difficult to see. But with a little bit of work, you'll be okay. Now, there's 2 paths that can open, either this door or this door. I think the strategy for them are basically both the same. Just be really patient. Keep an eye out for the security drones. And just kind of keep an eye out at what's going on. Personally, I don't know either of the paths super well. I think I know the other path a little bit better. But maybe not like much better. And if you do feel like you're going to get lost, don't be afraid to use your hirelings as like waypoints. Like, yes, I've been here because I put my hireling here and left it facing a particular direction, or I left my hireling here to just like signify that I've been here. It all helps, right? We gotta free the person before we can pull the levers to move on to the next part. And then the doorways open and tell you where the next direction, the next way is. Nice. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, so you'll notice that there's a lit gym, red gym here, which means there's going to be a lever pretty soon, and when we pull it, we'll go back to that lever. I think we have now rejoined to the single, like, the path is combined again. So that beginning path is very minute to the overall changes to the quest. There's just a little bit of a change.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
I feel like this is just like an optional chest. Or perhaps another student. But I feel like it's an optional. I don't recall right now. Up, up and away.
Sudden gust propels you upward and out of the pipe. The oppressive
this
heat
is
in
an
this
optional.
corridor radiates from the sealed room at the end of the hall.
Kiss my boo-boos. Come on. Alright, well hopefully he'll decide to be a helper. Lots and lots of little fire things, which is a good thing we are conveniently set up to destroy, right?
A magma brood has taken up residence in this cavern. It lumbers towards you, so do its friends.
Got a Reaper, Fear Reaper. When the fire guy lifts his arms up in the air, watch out for the meteor swarm.
The magma brood is reduced to a pile of
Magma
smoldering
brutes.
bots.
And the chest for taking him out's over here. Looks like at least one more respawned Earth Elemental clone. I feel like we may have actually gained hit points in that fight. Whoo! I'm sorry, that I may just have to toss this green tea. It may have just gone bad. It's like the second or third time that I've had a drink of it, and it's getting sour somehow. Loose leaf. Green tea. Alright, that way it's a dead end. We just looked and saw. This fight is kind of nasty if I recall correctly. enemies, and our NPC is being good enough to throw some healing our way. I feel like we're definitely in luck. Alright, now we're on our way to the last student. This infight is actually a little bit tough. There's a little puzzle in the end, which is not so bad, but the is a little bit confusing. But the infight itself is actually pretty rough in my opinion. I feel like it's down this tunnel, but let me double check straight. So my general rule of thumb is to make sure that if I'm going straight, I examine straight before I branch off, but be sure to look down side tunnels in case there's any trash. Okay, so I don't want to get myself flanked. No pincer maneuvers for the villains for me. But I want to make sure that I'm careful on my walkthrough here.
Dane tells you that the last student was taken captive by Forge security and brought to a holding cell. You'll have to go there to resolve the situation.
Alright, one of these is the infight. I'm pretty sure it's that tunnel. And this tunnel, I believe, is just like a chest.
Tumble out of the maze of pipes.
Nope, this is the infight. What's the other one then? Just double check. Yeah, tunnel.
This note indicates that a student named Chance stole a Kenneth crystal from the power system, triggering the wing's security lockdown.
We wonder if they can vary back and forth. I feel like it's usually the other way around. All right. So again, this room is going to get all aggro-y on us. The other things are not going to matter that much. So let's.
I knew they'd send somebody. It's not what it looks like.
Anything else we could do to like speed this room up? I don't think so.
Emanates from the shield guardian. Intruder. Power system compromised. Unauthorized crystal removal. Eliminate threat.
So again, I like to try to get the security constructs and then the range cannons, just because those are range danger. Danger. Tend to be the most dangerous things first, and then you can work on this other guy. Alright, so now, to lower the force field, there's a puzzle, and the puzzle is on the ceiling. I know that people just know like 4 turns of this one, 6 turns of that one, etc., but I don't. So, if we look up, we'll see the mirror here. There's like a light blue, and then we have a dark blue. We're going to want the dark blue, the laser to go this way, okay? So we're going to need several turns for the light blue and a couple of turns at least for the dark blue. So let's toggle, and then we'll take a look at it. Toggle. Take a look. Looks like at least one more for the dark blue and probably 2 more here yet for the light blue. Okay, and shoot. Alright, so now we know that this yellow beam is going to want to go this direction, and there's another light colored one over here. So we're actually going to set our hireling to pull that one, and we're going to pull this yellow one. Come on. Come on. You were told to go over there. Sometimes the hirelings are just bad. Bad to the jabone. Alright, so that one should be in position. This one's going to be turned, I don't know, like almost all the way around, it looks like. You don't need to turn the red one at all.
area vanishes.
Talk to the
Quickly,
talk to the
Chad
kid.
says. Unlock the security door so I can get out of here. Careful though. Pulling the wrong lever will summon the authorities. With a final clink, the locks
And
holding
poof
Chance
outta
in the
here.
cell spring open.
Alright, so that
Now
took
to rescue the errant
us
student
11
and
minutes
escape
for
before we get you in any
16,000
trouble.
and
Teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
330 Reaper experience. Again, not bad. Ooh, we got an Aether Band. Is it a special? It is a special. Nice. So, not too bad. Not too bad indeed. Alright, so I believe the next two quests are both easiest to access from the beginning. So what we'll probably do is we'll put a pin in this video and call it A. Right, we've got this one over here, the Smuggler's Safe House, which in my opinion is the worst of them. And I would normally skip it. And then we have the Depths, the Temple Excavation, which is actually pretty easy. So we'll come back and we'll do those. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you again really soon. Part B up next. Toodles.